Today I'm going to talk about a issue with the iVanki and probably most docks. Now, I have the iVanki Fusion Max 1, which is a 20-in-1. It uses two Thunderbolt 4 ports. It has two Thunderbolt 4 chips inside of it. It's very good and is very fast. But one thing I have noticed using it over the last year, I have my internet, 1 gigabit internet, connected into the port in the iVanki. And this is the problem. Have you ever watched internet connection where you have the little light? It's always going, right? Blink, 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 blink. What that means is that it sends bits to your computer, and your computer sends a small number of bits back to say, I got it. Because if they don't get it, they will send it again and again and again until your computer says, I got it. So they're always communicating back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And one of the things I noticed is that if I have my internet connected to a dock like the iVanki, and it's always talking, well, that's using my Thunderbolt 4 bandwidth to send things into the computer and also acknowledging back. Now, think about this. If you're listening to music, okay, they are sending a stream of music, which is going into your dock, which is going up through your Thunderbolt 4 into your computer. But the computer also has to constantly acknowledge, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it, I got it. So there's a lot of bandwidth that is being used just going back and forth, back and forth. Now, consider you have a couple of monitors connected to your dock too, like I have two 27-inch 4K monitors. Now, they're also communicating, right, back and forth because it has to send a video signal down through Thunderbolt 4 to the dock. It converts it to HDMI, sends it to the video. How much bandwidth do you think both those monitors and the constant Ethernet talking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth? And if you're listening to music that's connected to your dock, right? Like mine, I have, a music system that uses the 3.5 millimeter little, jack. So that means the music has to come in through the Ethernet, go to the computer, be processed. They have to acknowledge back to the system that, yes, I got it. But now it has to also send the music back to the dock to go out through the 3.5 to play music. So now that's a round trip. That's using even more Thunderbolt 4, going back and forth. So now I have the Ethernet going back and forth. Then I have the music going back and forth. Now I have the video, right, going to the screen, constantly updating whatever's happening on my screens. So I got this brilliant idea. The Mac Mini Pro that I have has a Ethernet port on the back. So if I just move the Ethernet to the back port on that Mac Mini, that reduces the amount of back and forth, or the Thunderbolt, right? That will reduce a lot of traffic going back and forth between music and the Ethernet and the video, right? So I tried it. I just unplugged it from the iVanki and plugged it into the back of the Mac Mini. I was really surprised. It is actually faster for both. It did reduce the latency and performance on the Thunderbolt, right? Because I don't have that traffic going back and forth on my Thunderbolt. And my speed from the Ethernet went up, right? I did a speed test. I got another 100 megabit. Well, anyway, I went from like 850, because I have gigabit, right? So I went from 850 on the speed test to 950. So I got 100 increase, because before it was competing on the Thunderbolt 4 ports to go in and out, in and out, in and out. Now it's not competing on those ports anymore. Now it's going directly into the Mac Mini. So I'm trying to keep this short, but you know, I talk slow. What I wanted to relate to you, if you have the ability to move your Ethernet to the back of the Mac Mini instead of into your dock, you will see you'll see a difference. Things will be much snappier, and I don't know, maybe even your video will be snappier because you're not competing on that same, bandwidth. So anyway, that's what I wanted to tell you. And leave a comment. I never get comments.